Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
Yes, that time of the morning to take a look at a shopping list of sorts that Dan Co has, looking at the stock market. What's going on, Dan?
Good morning, Ryan. Glad to see you on the opposite side of the room.
Yes, I'm back.
How was your restful weekend?
Pretty good. Long weekend. I'm looking for the next one, whenever that is going to be. But yes, what have you got today, Dan?
All right, Ryan. Now, welcome to Companies to Watch, a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risk, as well as hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. 88550893. Be part of the conversation and tell us whether you think it's going to be a hard or not. You ready, Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ryan. Returning to a company that specializes in producing a range of consumer and industrial electronics, including appliances, televisions, smartphones, semiconductors, memory chips, and integrated systems.
It's a company that's from one of your favorite countries.
Yes, it is, Ryan. Ever since I came back from there, we're going over to South Korea. And that's because we're turning to Samsung, which has become one of the most recognizable names in technology and is a major contributor to the country's exports. So, Ryan, I believe that you own one of their products now, do you?
Yes, the Samsung S25 Edge. I think this was from 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's time.
Ryan, it looks old, Ryan.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like it's a bit bulky? It's a bit heavy?
Well, it depends on what you compare it to. It's still okay.
It's still okay? You sure it's okay? Because it seems like it's you have some trouble picking it up. And like many out there, Samsung is trying to address the issue that a lot of people have been complaining about, that phones are just getting too big. Phones are just too fat. So their latest slimming efforts, revealed by Samsung on Monday, shows a Galaxy S25 Edge smartphone that kicks off a wave of drastically thinner handsets that's expected to launch this year. Now, Ryan, here's the thing. The company's latest device, which goes on sale in the US on May 30th, end of the month, for $1,099, is 5.8 millimeters thick and weighs 163 grams. Now, if you compare to the S25 Ultra, that's about 30% thinner and 25% lighter than its predecessor, which is also known as the company's highest-end smartphone. So what do you think of this so far? Does this attract you as a Samsung user?
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the photos, and it does look quite attractive. And I'm going to compare it to a credit card. It's actually thinner than a credit card in some cases. So I am trying to imagine how life might be just having to carry this around instead of my, well, now you say bulky S20. So maybe it's time to upgrade. Yeah,
Exactly.
I think a lot of people will be thinking maybe this is going to be the new phone to get on board with.
Yeah, potentially so, because the new handset, it doesn't compromise on its offerings. It's as light as the base S25 models, but includes more premium features such as a titanium frame, 200-megapixel rear camera, and high-end artificial intelligence capabilities as well. And the launch also comes ahead of Apple's slimmed-down iPhone 17 model that's set to release later this year. The device is also expected to come in around the same thickness as the Galaxy S25 Edge and is planned to have a single back camera. The one I'm talking about is the iPhone 17 model, compared with two on the new Edge handset. So we'll see what Apple has to offer for, the later part of this year. But for now, we're going to keep our focus on Samsung, which has a 6.7-inch screen on their Galaxy S25 Edge, matches the size of the S25 Plus, as well as the 12 gigabytes of memory, storage options of 256 and 512 gigabytes. So it's slightly more expensive than the Plus model, considering that it's lighter, and $200 cheaper than the S25 Ultra. But it wasn't, always intended to launch the handset at this price point, and that the tariffs weren't a consideration in this case. So it really come as a really unprecedented time for Samsung, given that, they've been manufacturing devices for the US market in South Korea, Vietnam, and India rather than in China, where Apple has long made the majority of its phones. So to make the device one of the thinnest in the industry, there are still some trade-offs to take note of, Ryan, if you're looking at buying this phone. The S25 Ultra has a larger 6.9-inch screen and supports the S Pen stylus. And then the S25 Edge also lacks a 1TB storage option and telephoto cameras for optical zoom. But I guess, given that the phone is already so thin, there's only so much offering you can actually put inside. So does it actually matter to you at this point?
I guess it doesn't matter as well once you cover it with your own casing, right? So it's all going to change as well. But yes, smaller, lighter, yet faster and more feature-packed. So the S25 really stealing a march from the iPhone Air, as what people are saying it might be called. So, yes.
Yeah, certainly. And for those of you who think that, the battery life might be affected, apparently Samsung claims that the S25 Edge is capable of all-day battery life. So, I'm guessing this wouldn't be much of an issue for people who are looking for a thinner phone. The S25 Edge was initially set to debut in April, but the release was actually delayed in part due to leadership changes at Samsung following, its co-chief executive officer who unfortunately had passed on since March. But the success of S25 Edge, without a doubt, is crucial for Samsung, given that its pivotal semiconductor division has faltered in recent years. And in fact, we saw during its first quarter strong sales of Galaxy S25 series that helped to offset declines in the chip division. So during an earnings call last month, Samsung executives said that they plan to drive growth through their flagship smartphones as they continue to navigate a challenging global environment. So with that being said, I think this is certainly an exciting space because I think this is quite a new and innovative design that we haven't seen in a while. Certainly set to reinvigorate some optimism back into Samsung's business. So I'm going to go with a hot. What about yourself, Ryan?
Yeah, the phone does look quite sexy and so on. You've got the wider business as well. The chip division, of course, will be supporting it vertically. So there's a bit of vertical integration going on. But you also point out it's been going through some disruptions of sorts of the co-CEO last month with a heart attack passing on. So that was interesting because it also raised questions about Samsung's leadership structure, quite fragmented, also in some sense uncertain long-term direction. So there's a lot going on with Samsung that is still leaving a bit of uncertainty. So I'm going to sit on the fence here.
All right, Ryan. Now, that's all we have for today's Stock in Focus, Samsung Electronics. Now, Ryan, did you know that Samsung was founded as a grocery trading store on March 1st, 1938 by Lee Byung-chul, and he started by trading noodles and other goods produced in and around the city and exported them to China and its provinces as well. So do you know what the Samsung name means?
Okay, this one I know. I think it's 3 stars. San Sing in some translation of sorts.
Very good, Ryan. I see you've done your research. Yes, Samsung translates to 3 stars in Korean, reflecting the founder's vision for the company to be as powerful and everlasting as stars. So with that being said, Ryan, what do you call the security guards at a Samsung store?
Oh, security star?
The Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all we have for Samsung.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.